Hola.
Hello.
We're snuggling with the guinea pigs.
Keep her close there.
That's what I'm doing.
You holding her all out.
Thank you for getting the guinea pigs out the cage.
You're welcome.
We tried to. There was a point where I had my hand on Oreo.
Careful. No, you be careful. She's a guinea pig.
There's Diva.
What'd you say, Mark?
There's Diva.
What?
Diva just came on the street.
Hey, Diva. John had a guinea pig. Remember I told you? Wow.
Loud and in the middle
Like, what? Yeah. Loud. That was a loud kid.
There's Eric.
Yo. No, Joseph? Come on.
I gave it to him on Facebook and I gave it to him on
Other stuff?
Yo.
We're gonna try monster this time. Yeah. Fill 'em up, fill 'em up, fill 'em up.
Better plug it in, Maria.
What was that?
Maria said her phone's gonna die, so she better plug it in.
Oh, no, I know. We fully charged right now. I can't unplug it. So once I unplug it,
Where's my back scratcher at?
but, oh yeah, back scratch. Only
My
thing
back
close to a
is
back scratch
itching.
is
I got a flash spotter.
yeah, that's refreshing. What you got over there, Lilani? You got a little pet? Yeah. You got yourself a little pet right there.
Joseph, going to the store, then coming to the chat. No, you gotta go to the store first.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
I gotta mute myself. Flash
Diva.
spotter felt good on the back for a second. I almost lost myself to get my first strike.
Huh. Tonight.
It was starting to feel too good. I had to catch myself.
Mm-hmm. Mr. D up in here. Who else we got? We got HC Aqua. Mm-hmm. And you can't forget about Miss Maria. Mm-hmm. Who else we got? Diva. How you doing, Diva? How you doing?
Diva don't like Pecco Whisper. She don't come over here.
I noticed.
She protesting.
I noticed that.
She miss Big Easy.
Mm-hmm. Please, yeah.
You're moving too fast.
I think Diva said Eric before I was on me. Dang. Ashley. Oh.
I got a hold of Ashley. Shut your mouth.
Mm-hmm. Look at that thumbnail. I'm about to go over there right now. Look at that. Ain't that so special? All that long hair right there. How's everybody doing?
Go get one strawberry and cut it for him.
Yeah. Yep. Wish I can throw a heart, but I can't.
Hey, Ashley.
Yeah. How you doing, Ashley? What about Diva? Where that Diva at? I want to ask how everybody's day is doing. How's your day, Milani? How you been?
Day's good. Dollar Tree, I wouldn't call it shop.
Yeah.
And we've got the question of Sprite. Yeah, we've got Sprites with J.
Yeah, deception.
J section. They make that adorable bowl.
You know, they make that noise when they're happy.
With the
CO2 reactor? Okay.
Turbo.
Mr. D. Saltwater tank. I don't know what that IY is, but I do know what a CO2 reactor is. You know? Oh, DIY. Okay. Yeah, DIY one. Depends on how big your tank is. Um, I don't know what you fill it with. I do know, well, a little bit about salt water.
Yes. This has a lot.
How big a saltwater tank you got, Mr. D? How about I just go
What the heck you
to
say
your
about me,
page
Big?
and I'll see what you got. How about that? Diva, barely hear you. Oh, I want to ask you. Oh no,
What?
wrong one.
You can't hear
Back,
me?
back. Far away. You far away like Biggie sometimes.
How now?
Still far away.
Huh.
No.
What's going
Let me see.
on?
I'm almost all the way up on a hill.
Can anybody else hear me?
I think you miles away. I'm on 48.
Miles away. I'm
Oh,
gonna have to remember that one, Big.
shucks.
Give
Okay,
it a
baby
salt.
tears. That's all
Can you hear me
freshwater
now?
stuff. Let's see. Freshwater, freshwater, freshwater,
Hello.
freshwater. Come on, Mr. D. Where's that
Hello,
saltwater
hello,
tank at?
hello, hello.
We talking about a CO2
Hello.
reactor. Oh,
Hello.
there you go. A little
There you
better.
go, honey. You better
Little
now.
better. Little better.
Oh
Them
Lord, don't make me
grandkids
have
got
to
a hold of her stuff.
Yep, that's what it is.
So let's see. See us to hooking up a DIY CO2 reactor.
Can you hear me now?
Little bit.
Little bit. You gotta raise the
Let me get
volume
my
Yeah,
up.
it's
other
point
headphones.
0.5
Let me
out of
get my
10.
headphones. Wait a minute. Let me see something.
Reactor. CO2 reactor. For a
Can you hear me
freshwater
now?
tank? I don't know.
Hello.
Mr. D, you might have to explain yourself.
At least you better put it back.
Hello.
This
Off
happens.
this
Phone
phone.
recharger?
Not
Reactor. Reactor. Yeah, Mr. D, I just caught up on that one comment you put. CO2 reactor. For a freshwater tank or saltwater? I'm confused right now.
But they can't do it if you're holding them. So you poop it on holding
Hello.
it like that.
For plant?
Can you hear me now?
Reactor.
Y'all
You know,
still
be
can't hear
very
me? Hello.
Hmm. Oh, you're gonna have to
Hello.
be
Hello.
loud now.
Hello.
You're gonna have to be way up there now, David.
Hola.
Hola, how you?
¿Qué pasó? ¿Qué onda?
¿Qué
How are
onda?
you?
¿Qué ole, homie? How are you?
Hey,
Hello. 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 Hello.
How are
Hello.
you?
I thought she was breastfeeding that cat. It's not a cat. That's a gerbil.
again.
Mm.
I'm, I'm fresh.
guinea
I'm fresh off
pig.
the boat. Sorry. I need to. I need to. I'm gonna pull it together.
I
Hey
think we
Diva,
all
how
are.
are you?
Hey.
Long time no see or hear,
Yeah.
anybody. Is that a guinea pig?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's Mimi.
we eat those where I just came from.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Oh
No.
my God.
Won't
I
be
didn't
having
get to
that.
eat them though. We saw them all over the place, like little vendors on the side of the road, having them all grilled out on sticks and stuff. And we were just so busy, we didn't get a chance to do it, but we were definitely gonna go for it. But I kind of I put a bet on Corey to do it, and he's like, if you eat it, I'll have a bite. That's about what he would do with that stuff. We did have something called pikuru, which is a large rodent. It's like a large rat. We had that one night. And we had alpaca soup.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's much better.
Perfect. There you go.
Okay.
We need that kind.
Them
What'd you have to
little,
do?
them little kids got to it. I told her they were gonna get to it
What'd you?
last night.
Yeah. What'd you
Yeah,
do
but
different?
cheering.
can we get to your cabin?
Them cheerings,
I told her they was gonna get her.
they wore me out. I passed out when they left.
Put this one back.
Really?
You should have gave them
Yeah.
some meals, some money. Told go, y'all go buy y'all some Happy Meals. Get out my
All that,
house.
all that cooking.
I think you better. I
Yeah.
think give them some money because you don't work that hard at work.
You
Yeah.
crazy.
I got 2 degrees. What's wrong with y'all people?
No.
What's up,
Yeah, I
Eric?
was tired.
She didn't come on here all day. You know
I
she
had the
goes up to
doctor's
her office
appointment.
and locked her door today. Nobody
I
with
had to
nobody.
I had to receive and observe some pea puffers. I had a lot to do today.
Didn't give
Go pick up my son's new car. Yeah, it was a big, busy day.
New one. What do you got? What you got? What do
He
you get?
got a new Monte Carlo.
Oh,
Mm,
that's nice.
I told him don't get no tickets.
Yeah. Yeah. What model is it?
SS.
Oh, yeah. Gonna be up there.
you
Yeah.
gonna come
Hmm.
on down the road in that SS.
Yeah. So I'm tired
How many
again.
miles you put on it?
Huh? I
How
don't
many
know.
miles you put on it?
Put it in stuff.
I ain't putting no miles on it.
They keep
You
on.
know you drove it.
Nope, that's okay. I pass.
Jack, gonna admit it. I be the black. I be the fifth. That's
I
what you
took
was
him to pick
doing.
it up, and I was like, "I'm out."
You been driving. You know you
Mm-mm.
want to drive it.
Nah, boo. I got my own speed demon.
Brand
Yeah.
new car.
I told him
Yeah.
I bet I could still eat him up though.
I
I
don't
could eat his
know.
lunch. I could eat his lunch.
You
She
might have to
that
try
kind
it.
of.
You might
I
have
could
to
eat
try
him.
it.
I could eat his lunch. I could
I
still
mean,
eat his lunch.
that might make a good video. Get your boy on the map. Mm-hmm. In the fish pan. Yeah, you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah. So Joseph, have you recovered yet?
Yeah,
Let's see your
I didn't have
arm.
a problem. Oh, that stuff? Yeah. What I realized is just working, sweating was the best way to make those bites go away. It just kind of made a sweat out of my skin. And it stopped itching and everything.
Oh, well,
Plus,
that's
I
good to
just got
know.
back to work. You get back to day, you just kind of stop focusing on bites and scratching at them, and just kind of they eventually got a chance to heal.
Oh, you eating Funyuns?
I'm eating Funyuns
Funyuns. Oh
and drinking
boy.
Monster. This is the healthy choice.
Yeah.
I'm having a moment,
Mm-mm.
and I got 50 fish coming in the mail, wild caught.
Cool.
I said I wasn't gonna do fish, but it's like when you're catching fish for 6 days straight, and you're like, and everybody's looking at everybody like, you want these? Who's gonna take the Plecos? Who's taking the antistress? Who wants the sick
Me.
foods?
I saw
Me.
that
I'm
on
like,
Corey's
right?
video.
And I'm
Me.
like, every day I'm just like, no, I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. And then it was like, okay, fine, I'll take some. I'll take some.
Hmm.
So
Looks
I'm
like
bringing
you all
back.
had a good time.
Yeah, it was. I was in my element though because that's what I like to do anyways. It's what I like to do here at home, like playing around in the tropics, sweating in the tropics, sweating in the in the bush and getting wet in the creeks and stuff. It was completely in my element. Like I was in my space. I was completely comfortable. There wasn't a little bit of discomfort from me at all, except for there was one night that we stayed out late. We stayed out late, like collecting Weissmanni Corridora, and we kind of felt like we got greedy. We were just like, we didn't get a lot, but there's like, you had like a school of like 20 of them would like swim past your feet, and you're like, oh my god! Then you go with the net, and you're like, you're lucky if you even catch one with the net. They're not stupid animals, and so it was like we kept seeing them everywhere, and we were just like, we weren't catching them. So we finally pulled out a seine net, and I put that in. That's in my video. We had this. That's the spot where we had the
Corey
seine net
has
set
it
up.
too.
Yeah, and we were trying to. Well, his last video he just did on Wednesday. That was a different location where we had the seine net set up.
Okay.
But the first video that he did, we both put out a video on Sunday. And that was a different location, and we both have that in our video. I don't think he has that in his video. But my video, I have another one coming out tomorrow. But anyways, it was a spot in my video, spot that we were at when we got the seine net up in a little tiny creek. And the sun's starting to go down. It was getting late, and we were getting chewed up by some weird, like, sand flea bug thing. I don't know what it was, fruit fly. It was evil. And then for like the next 5 days, well, the whole trip, I was covered in these swollen, itchy. If you touched them, they'd just swell up and go into hives and just itchy.
Wow.
10 times worse than a mosquito bite. Like the itch, like you just wanted to like scratch them until they bleed.
Wow.
Anyways, but it was funny. We're all sitting on the couch one night, and of course, like me, Dean, and Corey are like glued to our phones because we had Wi-Fi. We're all trying to do YouTube stuff and go over our sites and our stuff or whatever. And like Dean doesn't really have a lot of content, but he looking at my channel, and I had 4,998 subscribers. No, 3,998 subscribers. And I'm like, I'm 2 away from 4,000. And I look across the room, across the couch, the other 2 guys, I'm like, Corey, Dean. I'm like, Dean, aren't you subscribed? You're not subscribed to my channel yet, are you? I was just trying to get those 2 more subs I need. So Corey goes on to The Real Fish Talk, and he subbed me on The Real Fish Talk. And then Dean subbed me. So Dean is my 4th, I can't even say it.
4,000.
4,000 subscriber.
Cool.
It's Dean Kitchell. Dean Tweedell.
Right.
And now I get home from work today, and I have 4,799.
Wow. That's good.
I can only thank Corey for that because Corey's like been sharing my content.
Yeah, he puts it in he pins it in his post.
Who's ringing my bell?
But he's also, that's funny. He's also been he's been giving me a lot of advice. It's been hard though because it's been frustrating because it's like, I let him review and analyze my channel, and it's like I feel like I'm doing everything wrong. And I'm not, but I mean, when you talk about being successful, there's a lot of things I could change, and so I'm just trying to do a little bit of a regroup and rethink some things on the channel.
Okay then.
And I just want to make better content. I'd rather make 1 good piece a week than make 3 pieces and have them be kind of okay,
Straight up, not be pinned in it.
What happened to Eric? happened to Eric? Disappeared. Oh, there he is. He was frozen for a second. Maybe that's what he had to do. Here he comes. I don't know. I'm ready to go back here. I want to do something else again. It's not cheap, but I just got to figure out a way to make it pay for itself so I can keep doing this stuff.
Yep. So, Big, how was your day? Big.
By the way, I like the channel name change there. Placo Whisperer. I think it's a good call because he's got a keyword, an important keyword in the title. It'll actually help him grow too, because when people look up Placos, they're gonna find his channel. I was tempted to change my channel to JH Aquariums. I don't know if I'm gonna do that, but it's on the list of ideas.
Alrighty.
That's a sensitive one. I don't know if I'm gonna go do that. I'm thinking about it.
Big.
Oh, he's not frozen.
He's not listening. Is he on mute?
Welcome to Eric's.
Yeah.
Lalani, how are the guinea pigs doing?
They're good.
One of them are in the castle. One of them is
They're so cute.
none that will hurt me.
What is Priscilla talking about?
I don't know. She got what she asked for.
Priscilla, where is she at?
She in the chat.
Oh, I don't even have that up. I'm juicing up on monsters so that I can finish editing this piece for tomorrow. It's going to take a lot of work. I'm just trying not to make it boring.
I gotta go shopping for a new phone, so. But I'll see y'all later.
Okay.
Oh, you're out of here? All right, Eric.
I'm out of here. I gotta go shopping for a new phone.
Go get your iPhone 8.
Yeah, it's waterproof.
It's gonna be yeah.
X?
No, not
get
that
an
big old thing.
Get an iPhone that you can stick in the aquarium.
Yeah.
You can live stream. You could just drop it into the tank and like.
They're waterproof, not submergible.
Yeah, they are. Corey did it the whole time. He's putting his phone in the river.
Let's see how that works for him.
The only thing that happened wrong with it is if you keep doing it, a little bit of water will get around the microphone and it will affect the sound quality of the microphone if there's a drop of water in the hole of the microphone hole. But that was the only thing that he had to worry about. He was getting all kinds of underwater shots with his iPhone. That's all he filmed with the whole trip with an iPhone.
Yeah, I heard him talking about it would be a lot to try to lug all that camera equipment around.
Which I did. I lugged I had a backpack on and I had a camera on a monopod all through, stomping through the mud and whatever. I wanted the content. I got lucky. I didn't drop it in the drink.
No. All right, I'll see you guys later. I'll be back.
All right, Eric.
Bye,
Good luck.
Eric.
All right. See y'all later. Bye.
I got a fish tank today. Someone in the other room that probably doesn't want to hear that.
I got puffers today.
Nice. I was doing a plumbing job at a house, and the people there have a fish tank, and they have to move. They're moving, and they don't want it, so they gave me the fish tank and the fish in it. I think there's a couple of tetra in it, like 2 tetra and a guppy or something. But it's a plastic tank. It's like one of them. I don't know, Aqueon or something. The cheapie. It's just a 20-gallon, and it's got a bow face, plastic tank, plastic lid. It's nothing.
Is it
I would use it
plastic or
if it's
acrylic?
plastic. It's like a cheapie. It's not like a nice acrylic
Oh,
tank.
okay.
Like a, it's probably more like a Whisper, or it's made by probably Marine Land.
What is that?
That big easy.
Oh, Jesus.
That is big easy.
Big.
Tape.
Big.
He's
Oh,
taping
my
something.
ears. Oh, my God.
Oh, it sounds like, yeah, tape, duct tape or something, or packing tape. Yeah, but I'll take tank. I'll use it as like a quarantine tank or something.
Yeah.
I always use it for something. I have no place to put it, but just start building some new racks.
You think you can get Oreo? So you put her in here.
What is that, a cucumber in there with the Pleco? Those Plecostomus, is that cucumber or what? You know what it is, Diva? What he's feeding?
Probably cucumber. Or oh no, he likes this zucchini.
Zucchini? Oh, okay.
You must have stepped on it.
What's he shipping? Snails?
That's what he was talking about yesterday.
Yeah. Is he sending you snails, Priscilla?
What you
Oh
say?
shit, I'm supposed to do this stream.
Snails?
You shipping snails?
Yeah, I got tons of snails.
Yeah, me too, but I'm going to feed them to my puffer, so I got a snail farm.
Oh god, I got so much snails, it's ridiculous.
I just
Dude,
got to
this is
figure out how to get them out of the tank. I think I'm going to take a turkey baster and cut the tip off and just suck them up in there.
I got them in rocks.
this is
I just
crazy.
pick them out.
My
Priscilla
channel is
says,
moving. It's moving. I got 5 more subs than I did like 10 minutes ago.
good job.
Things are moving. All I know is I gotta make content to make all these people happy.
There you go.
That's
With
it. I mean, I feel like I
subs
have an
comes
obligation.
responsibility.
Yeah, that's how I look at it. I feel like I have a responsibility. It's like all
Yep.
these people, like, man, I just gotta make really good stuff,
Well,
entertain them.
how much did you get from Peru?
It's not stopping. It's not like it's not a number I can count.
You have a
just think-
lot?
I just said 4,799. Now it's 4,804,
Jeez.
and that was just while I'm sitting here hanging out. But it's not from. I mean, I don't think it's in the stream here. It's just Dean Tweedell has been posting some of my stuff out and sharing some of my videos. He shared my video this morning at like 5:30 in the morning. He posted it on Facebook, and I got I got like 300 subscribers today.
Wow. Good job. That's a good deal. That'll help you get to your goals.
Well, my goal was 5,000 in the first year, and I'm 2 weeks over a year. It looks like I could have 5,000 by the end of the week if it keeps moving like it's moving reasonably.
That's good.
But so the next goal, and it's a crazy goal, but I'm not playing. I'm not playing. Nobody can tell.
What is
Oh, it's
it?
10,000 before the aquatic experience.
Before October?
5,000
That
more
might
subs
be doable because
before
once you start racking them up, they seem to, from based on what I've heard other YouTubers say, seems like once you get a good roll going, it just people start sharing your
Yeah.
stuff and so
I don't
okay.
get
So
the
once
community tab. I don't get the community tab until you have to get 10,000 subs to get the community tab, and that's kind of a goal. That's kind of the whole point of getting to 10,000, is so that I have a community tab, and that kind of changes things, gives me an opportunity to kind of share content more and just talk to my subscribers without making a video, you know.
So now that you've Now that you've got the Peru stuff, once you exhaust that, what's next?
Oh, I'm going to St. Croix, which is another island south of
Oh.
me here. Going to St. Croix for the weekend. There's a friend of mine there that's been watching someone I met through the channel, and he's
Mm.
born and raised in St. Croix. He's a jeweler, a retired jeweler, and
Whoa.
he's a musician. He lives up in the States, but he has a home in St. Croix. His family home is down there. And he found a wild type molly and a black molly
Cool.
which is probably, they were released by man. They're not indigenous to the area.
Right.
But he found those in St. Croix,
Hmm.
and he wants me to, well, I told him that I want to come down there. He's offered to let me stay at his house, and I'd like go out with him, and we'd go play in the water together and go find fish. So I'd
Right.
make a piece of content about that. And it would just be a weekend thing. It's like a $110 round trip ticket
No,
to go to
that's
St.
not
Croix
bad.
from here. It's part of the VI, so it's just JetBlue
Right.
on Cape Air for $100 about. And then in St. Thomas, there's the university,
Right.
the University of the Virgin Islands. There's
Right.
a young lady that I've met through YouTube and through Facebook that she's just written her thesis. She's for school. She's in the university going to school, and she's been doing research over the last year on all of the species of freshwater fish in the U.S. Virgin Islands.
Wow.
And we were just now meeting, but in the end, she's has to defend her thesis in like a month or two, but she wants to link up with me, and we're going to go out and look for fish. She's found 7 different species in St. Thomas of freshwater fish, not including the microbrachium, which like all the crustaceans and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
She's found freshwater and a couple of other 4 other fish that I've only found 3 on St. John. So I'd like her to take me out and show me some other species of fishes that I haven't found. And that would be some content too, because I get to interview her. And if she could hook me up with the professor that's head of etymology at the University of the Virgin Islands, I could interview some nerdy people.
That would be cool. That would be cool. You know, I have an aunt that used to live in St. Thomas. My father's from Eleuthera. Yeah.
Eleuthera
Yeah.
or St. Lucia?
Eleuthera. It's in the Bahamas. It's in Bahamas.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. But my aunt lived in St. Thomas. She had a beautiful estate that got some lady had her when she was sick do a quick claim deed on the house. So we're fighting them in court right now.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
He did in Hawaii too, in the Hawaiian Islands. People try to take advantage of people and that stuff. And come, walk up in a suitcase full of money.
Yep.
Paper.
Yep.
It's kind of, that stuff makes me mad. It happens a lot.
Yep.
But those 2 things would be cheap for me because they're right here in the Virgin Islands. And then there's Raleigh, which is Jamaican fish keeping Jamaica.
Yep.
We've been talking for like 6 months now about coming to Jamaica and going out and looking for.
He just got his 1,000 subs. Matter of fact,
cool.
I owe him a video collaboration video. But with me being sick and out of town, I'm behind on everything. So I'll get it done. But he got his 1,000 subs. He's been live streaming a lot lately.
Yeah. He can find Jack Dempsey's there. I mean, they're probably also released. There's a lot of species of tropical fish that you can find in Jamaica that are not indigenous in the wild, because about 5 or 6 years ago they implemented the USDA, the Department of Agriculture created a program trying to advertise ornamental fish farming to farmers as an alternative for farming in Jamaica. And they gave out a bunch of grants to people to be ornamental fish farmers. This was about 5 or 6 years ago. So a lot of people got into it. You can find videos on YouTube about these different groups of people that were doing it at one point. That's how I found him, actually. And
They're not under there.
in the end, a lot of these a lot of these programs failed. A lot of these people that opened up these farms, they failed.
Hmm.
But at the same time, there was a lot of fish that were released into the wild that should have not been released into the wild. Tropical fish from like African tropical fish, and now you could say like Jack Dempsey and stuff like that, which should not be there. But he knows where to find some of this stuff, so I'd like to go out with him and just for the fun of it, even though it's not indigenous. It'd be nice to go catch tropical fish in the wild. And that's like a $300 plane ticket round trip. That's not an expensive one for me either. And then the aquatic experience in October, so I gotta be careful.
Yeah, because you can already pack a bunch of stuff. Believe it or not, October is 2 months away, 2.5 months for AE.
Yeah. That'll be fun. You're gonna be there, you said, right?
Yep.
Cool. That's cool.
Just trying to get me a decent flight.
Yeah. I'm gonna do interviews. I'm gonna have to. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. I'm trying to figure it out how to handle some of the content that I want to create. There's content that I want to make, but I have to like. It's not content that's gonna help my channel. It actually negatively affects my channel. So, like there's a couple of my interviews that I've done with people from the aquatic experience, and I released them.
Uh-oh, we lost Joseph. So how are the babies doing, Leilani? They look so cute. Oh, you're on mute.
Trying to get my daughter to get the other one and bring it to me.
Oh, they're so cute. Are you finished shipping, Big? Oh, he on mute again. I'm so darn exhausted. How long have you had them, Leilani? A couple of days?
Uh-huh.
Oh, look at little babies.
I told my dad.
They're so precious.
And I said 3 days, and I said, but they're scared. And he said, well, why are they scared? And I said, they've been locked up in a pet store.
How old are they?
A few months. I think they're about 8 months old.
Oh, they are so cute. Make me want some fur babies. Oh, I'm so tired. This day has been a busy day. Angelo's building sheds. Angelo, where do you find time to do all the things you do? Oh my God. I was like, this man has the energy. If I could just harness just a little of that energy.
What man is this?
Angelo, he built a shed He done built a pond, a shed. What else did he
You done had
build?
him a good time this summer, haven't you?
Yeah, he been busy. So what you doing, Big? How was your day?
Running to the bathroom like I was doing last night.
Oh no, that sound good.
It'll stop eventually.
Oh, that's right. He's on paternity leave. That's why he got all that time on his hands.
Time on his hands.
Angelo, how many months? You get 4 months? Is that what you said? Paternity leave? I'm so making the best of the summer. Heck yeah. So you boxing up snails to ship to Priscilla?
I gotta go in here and get them out the bucket.
Mm.
They all in the bucket. I got
That
air
remind me.
sewn in them.
I need to take that turkey baster out of the stuff where the betta is and cut it so I can go get some of them snails out of that daggone 55. They just eating up all the. I put the algae wafers in there for the hill streams and snails all over it. That just it pisses me off. Oh, that's right. You get six and you can divide it up. You lucky thing. I need to move to Canada, even though I ain't having no more kids. That is amazing. Having 6 months off for the dad. So, Alani, you be everywhere. I see you in everybody's stream. I'm like, there's Lalani. There's Lalani. There's Lalani.
She be
I don't know
everywhere.
nobody else. I know who that is. Okay, Big. What's that noise?
Shaking up me some drink mix. So I won't get dehydrated.
Oh, good. Yeah, if you yeah, that's wise.
Oh,
Mm. Well, you're lucky, Angelo. That's a blessing. Can't tell you what I could have done with some help from my husband when I was having babies. That would have been wonderful. Okay, take care. See you soon, Angelo. Give little man a kiss for
Picked it
us.
up over the summer. I gave it to Rayon to put on the shelf.
Is that Eric? Eric is back. Yeah.
oh, is that me doing the feedback? Nope. Mm,
Baby back.
Baby's back.
50 minutes went by that quick.
Mm-hmm. We must have been running through the stove.
Oh, it was just the fire. So there's because of the fire that's happening.
Bye, Mr. D.
You had a fire?
It's fun, but I got a few things I still need to get done before.
Mr.
She
D
don't.
right down the road from me.
He's a fellow Buckeye.
Yeah, he said he in Cincinnati.
Okay. How many people I got now to my channel?
Baby is more important.
Mm-hmm.
I got 166. That started last. week.
Yep. You racking them up.
I'm Big Easy.
Yeah.
Ain't that easy being Big Easy?
It ain't easy. We need little Lily in here so she can sing that song. We ought to have her tape it for your intro.
But this ain't Big Easy Stream. This Pecker Whisper.
It don't matter. You Big Easy is on it. We gonna keep calling you Big. I ain't gonna call you no Pleco Whisper.
But Big Easy is on that hat.
I didn't see that.
I didn't tell nobody.
I
I
saw
didn't see that. Well, I can't never see nothing anyway. I can't even tell what the thing is in your Big Easy. What is that in the middle of your Big Easy one? I
on the
can't tell
last
what the.
stream, he was the only one that was left on the stream, so that big old fish was sitting there. You could see it.
See, I can't even make it big. It's just one size.
Not that.
I didn't
Yeah.
even know the thing had on a hat. That's how bad
Oh
my
my
eyesight is.
God, your eyesight is bad.
It is.
Have you ever
Oh,
known me
now
not
I
to?
see it. Now I see it.
You know I gotta have a hat
All right, I'm out
on.
of here. I got killing.
Should have had some. Should have had some shades on. We can't hear you, Eric. Your turn.
Beggars can't be choosy. I didn't even know he was gonna do it either until I looked to the next. Looked up the next day. It was on there. He had it. He done made it up.
He's so sweet. I love him so much.
I don't know.
He's such a good kid.
It ain't easy. Where's my tablet charged up? I bet it's dead as a doorknob that I left it in this Sunday.
Oh, please watch your feet.
Uh oh.
That girl
What's
probably
some?
been outside running up and down the street.
No, she ain't been nowhere. She just came home from school.
Oh, I forgot she did start school.
Oh my goodness! Already? Ooh.
She go all year long.
Well, we used to have year-round school here, but it didn't work out. I think the teachers just was like, "We ain't taking care of your bad kids no whole year. You ain't
She
gonna
got a
have me
couple
with
of
them
weeks out of
bad kids
school.
all year. I need a big summer break."
That tablet is dead. I know it's dead. It been in that bag since Sunday.
Yeah, babe.
Hey, they back. Hey, they back.
Hey, baby. Hey, baby.
The baby fully sad. He's always weird.
I can't believe they're just sitting there. They're not trying to get out. Nothing. They just happy.
They were snuggled in here.
My grandmother used to say, "Happy as a fila." Now I don't even know what a fila is. I need to look it up. What is a fila? Let me look that up on the Google machine. Huh?
Probably meant a feline.
Oh.
You know she from Texas. You know she know all them old sayings.
Uh,
Oh my God, this tablet is dead. 36%.
Oh, so the kids be the baby.
I'm gonna use this and make them a little cubby house thing.
Google Play Store.
hmm.
I didn't go no Google Play Store. Excuse me.
I'm looking at one butt and one face.
Was that a happy
Really?
squirrel? Or is
Mm-hmm.
It's Oreo squealing because Snickerdoodle's crawling on her. Like, you know,
Mm-mm.
they're the same. I thought that they were the same weight.
Okay, I'm going for the X.
bigger. They look the same size when they were in the store, but Snickerdoodles
What
look pretty big now.
X?
I think she's eating more.
Hmm.
Why are they on the bed? Oh, that's why they're looking at you. I'm about to fix this whole entire house.
Now I got a face to the butt again. And she's gonna peek from this corner.
They don't have a option.
Oh, that wag wig down there
Joseph's
bad.
back.
Yeah, internet.
Internet.
Yeah.
I love it when Joel says that.
Oh, the property's on $0.
So yeah, I gotta go to fiber line, fiber
Mm-hmm.
optic for $110 a month, and a new web camera. Those are my two like major investments for my channel. The next ones.
Like just click and drag and cover the whole floor instead of doing one square at a time. See?
So fiber optic and new webcam, and then a reverse osmosis system and a linear air pump for my fish room. Those four things are on the top of my list, priorities for my channel and my fish room.
Hmm.
So I'll have good internet, a good camera to live stream. Oh, actually, that's not what I'm doing. I'm not gonna do a new camera. I'm going to. There's a software application that I can connect and use my Sony 6500 as a web camera.
Mm.
I think I'm gonna do that.
Really cool.
I need to take a picture.
And then it's going to be super, super clean. Like the image is going to be really nice. So basically, it'll be 4K web camera and 10 megabytes up and down on fiber optics, so it won't fluctuate. It won't go up and down. It'll be 10 megabytes all the way across, up and down.
Hmm.
And then get a linear air pump and put it outside my house, outside my front door, and run a 1.5 inch or a 3/4 inch air line through my living room and into my kitchen. I'll have air for all my tanks on one pump and an RODI system in the kitchen. So all my water will be 3 parts per million.
Mm.
Because the water in Peru, like you would think these rivers, especially when you look at them and you can't see through the water, it's so turbid and cloudy. But when you test the TDS is like 9 parts per million in these rivers.
That's
Maybe,
crazy.
I think the highest TDS that we found was like 15.
Do you think it's because of the flow or what? What do you think attributes
It's the
to that?
flow, it's everything. It's the flow. It's the water's constantly moving. I mean, when I put my GoPro underwater, I had to hold it down. Even in the stuff that seemed like slow moving water, it doesn't seem like a lot of current. But when you put something in it, it would have just taken off with my GoPro. I had to hold it the whole time, or like step on it underwater and keep it down at the bottom. I think it's a combination of the flow. It's a combination of all of the leaf matter and stuff. I feel like the leaf matter on the bottom and on the sides actually helps this filtration in a way. I'm not sure, you know, it's just, it's clean water. It's coming out of the mountains too, you know, it's coming out of the mountains. There's snow up in the mountains. So it's pretty much, some of that water is runoff, that's ice melting in the mountains. So, but the key, I guess my point is like these fish, they require that, like in the wild, they're not used to 50, 60, 100 parts per million. That's a lot right there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even like your hill stream loaches, they probably, I don't know what, I mean, they're breeding, it's fine. I'm just saying, like, I bet you in the wild, their water is probably like 10 or 15 parts per million in the wild.
Mm.
And still full of leaf litter, you know, still full of stuff in the water, like, and even like particles of like silt and stuff is in the water.
Hmm.
You know, there's all kinds of silt because you can't see through the water, but it's still clean water. And the TDS in most of the places was 6.8. I think one spot it was it was below 6. It was like 5.9 or something like that. But like where we were finding all the loach, not the loaches, but the ancestris. The ancestris were in fast-moving like rivers, and they would be underneath the boulders. They like stick themselves up underneath the boulder or the rocks in the river, and they were hanging out in current that was really strong, like really strong current. So we would go there with the net, put the net in the front, you know, down the river, and then pick up the boulders really quick, and they would jump off the rocks and go right into the net. But it was just insane, like the amount of flow that these guys live in. It is insane. Like to create that flow in a fish tank, you might as well build a river in your house because and have big walls on the side so that you don't splash water all over the floor because the water's going to be moving like really fast. I was talking to Dean about creating a manifold, and he was talking about like creating a manifold that's lower in the tank and it circles back across the tank, and then there's a pipe that goes underneath the gravel or underneath all the boulders and goes back to the other side, but it's literally shooting a current across that tank, but it's like 12 inches down in the tank. So you're not splashing up on the sides. It's, you know, going to cause water to overflow out of the top of the tank, but you're creating this major current.
Oh, this is creepy. Hey, Ronnie, you're like, oh, I know. I just do it so I get your attention.
But it was just pretty intense to see these guys in their natural environments, like what these fish really like.
For sure.
It just totally changes my perspective of it. And it's like, to me, after seeing that, like I've seen stuff here on the island. I've seen guppies, what they like here and this and that. But like to see what the Coriodoris like, to see what the Placos, like these different ancestris, where they really prefer, where they choose to hide, where they choose to hang out. And it's like it's kind of really difficult to create it. But when what we do in our tanks is like so fake compared to what they really want. It's like what they really want is going to be like, I mean, you're going to see some tanks in mine soon enough that are just going to be nothing but leaf litter, like sludge and leaf litter at the bottom of the tank. Because that's what they will. That's really what they want. Like certain things, not the ancestris, but I'm doing these. I got these nano blue tetra coming. They don't get any longer than an inch. The majority of them are about a half an inch in length. And when the light hits them at like a 45-degree angle, you get this nice metallic blue, like this neon blue on the side of them. And but but they're very fragile, and they come from water that has like a TDS of like 9, but a lot of tannins, kind of almost a black water fish with, and to get them to breed, the babies are so small that, you know, all they're going to eat is like infusoria and just crazy stuff like that. So you basically have to create a tank that's just got a whole bed of leaf litter and just let it come to life on its own with all these little protozoans, like all these microscopic organisms in the bottom of the tank eating the leaf litter. And then take like take a trio or 2 trios and put them in that tank. Well, I'd have them living in a tank like that, but then you'd have a breeding tank that's just like that. And then you would take like 3 or 4 or 5 of them, put them in that tank for 24 to 36 hours, remove them, and just wait for babies, wait a couple of weeks for babies. And the babies are going to live off of all those microorganisms in the leaf litter at first. You wouldn't even have, there's nothing big enough that you could feed them unless you were growing some of these things. I don't know. It's pretty good. It's a challenge for me, though. I can't wait to do it because it really is a challenge. You know, I could do guppies or something like that, but I prefer to do something kind of crazy and fish that's already a nanofish, because the fry are going to be microscopic for the first week or 2. What's going on over there? There's a couple. It'll be okay. Oh boy. But those hill stream loaches would be cool too. But I think that now that I've been playing, saw these golden loaches in, and I know that Dean's got them and is going to breed them out. I'm going to, I'm interested in those just because I was there when they were found and stuff like that. It's kind of more of a sentimental thing as well. But I definitely want to create like a minimum 55, 100-gallon tank and create a manifold, just like an intense flow of water.
Have
just
you
like,
seen my tank?
Intense as possible. What's up?
Have you seen my video? You know, my
but I thought you didn't really do.
No, because I really, I mean, I think that's ideal, but to me, in a closed environment, to have that much force, there's a possibility of blowing them against the tanks, the glass in the tank, and that's why I decided not to do it.
Not for, what I see with these the Ancestras, anyways, they're pretty aggressive swimmers, pretty aggressive fish. Like, even if, I mean, I get what you're saying. That's why I would say like a 100-gallon tank. So like
it would have to be. Now, if I had a 6-foot tank and I could adjust the flow where the intensity would, you know, towards the back of the tank where the glass is, it would lessen, then I would do it. But for me, in a 55-gallon, that was just not realistic. I just kept thinking, I'm going to put this brute force on these fish, depending on their strength, and they're going to be knocking into the glass. That was my logic. That was
right. But after seeing them in the wild, like they are that aggressive. Like they're designed to live in that environment. They truly like.
But these fish have not been raised in the wild. That's my thing. No. So they don't have the muscular strength. They don't have the. Now, this is my theory. I just didn't think that it would just be, it just didn't seem like it was, and somebody might get to work. I've seen the manifolds. Believe me, I studied them intensely before I set that tank up. Now, my tank has strong flow, which has been cut off since I have the babies because I was worried about them being sucked up in one of the, in one of them. But it just, to me, it just logically, in my brain, didn't make sense. I mean, I'm sure it could be done, but I would think it would be like
the way that Dean was talking about doing is the intake you put sponge filters on the intake.
Okay. Well,
And you
yeah,
have
I guess
like,
that will
but
work.
you would have, it's not going to be the prettiest tank unless you have a huge tank and you can kind of hide that intake.
Right.
But he's talking about his design that he explained to me is like 4 or 5 sponge filters all in a manifold on one side, on, you know, one of the sides of the tank, and
Right.
you just, they're like all in a row, 4 or 5 sponge filters, and they're all teed off together, and then that's the intake for like a power jet or 2 or
That
whatever.
goes around to the other side. I
then
mean,
blows.
the videos are out there. I've seen them. I mean, and it, like I said, that's just my view. I don't expect to impose my view on anyone. But as far as my decision not to do the manifold, that's what it was. I just didn't think
Yeah.
a 4
I would
foot
actually
tank
even,
was.
4 feet, no, probably not. But I would
Yeah,
actually put,
55 gallon is
put
4
boulders
feet.
up like on that side, the opposite side where the, I guess the filters would be on that side. I would pile up the rocks and kind of stack them up.
Yeah, that might
up the
work.
side even.
I'll be following you to see it.
Yeah. Well,
I'll
the
be
thing is like,
following you.
I don't know. I just see them, the way that they reacted in the water.
Right.
Okay,
No,
this
I
is
don't want to
making me crazy.
discourage
You
you
guys
at
need to
all. I
figure that
was
out.
just
I don't know what's going on
expressing.
here.
Yeah, I was
Jasper,
just saying
you need to
how
chill
I
out
felt about it,
just
why
a
I
little bit.
didn't do it. No, I'd love to see it done. I think it would be awesome. I mean, I looked at the manifold tanks and Rachel's she called her tank a manifold tank, but I'm not sure if she maintained the flow because, she had, I think her hill streams are in a 75 or a 120. They're in a huge tank. So she could probably get away with it. But hey, I'll be following you. I mean, I'd love to see it done. I think making sure that fish are in the best environment as opposed and as close to their natural environment is ideal. So when
Oh
I
no, but I think that
hear,
if they're breeding where you got them, I mean, I'm sure that the way you've got it going is
I
it's
think
working.
I've done
Yeah.
something right.
Oh yeah.
I kind of feel like I've done something right, but
Yeah.
I mean, there's more than one way to peel a grape. I have to say that because my cat lover friends get
Yeah.
mad at me when I say the other phrase. But yeah, but
Yeah.
I'm open.
Yeah, I get you. And that's just funny you say that. They peel their grapes in Peru. I don't know. We went to this one place and had breakfast, and our grapes came out peeled.
That's
But they
how I
were
like it.
actually pretty bitter because they were local grapes. They were wine grapes.
Oh yeah, that's
I
totally
think that's
different
another
grape
reason.
than a regular grape. Yeah.
But they were served to us peeled, which I was like, whoa, this is intense.
It's like cutting the quarters off your bread.
Yeah.
No, that bakery was exciting. I didn't see it. Did you get more footage of that bakery? I was looking at that bread because I want to be a bread
Yeah,
artisan.
that was a weird one because the bakery, see, now when we had the stuff that we did in Lima that day, I did not understand what was going on. I thought that Michael Barber and that the Expedition Company had these places picked out as like the cool places to go and things to see in Lima if you're there for the day. It turns out that this whole day trip and tour was designed by Dwayne.
Oh, Kitchen?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
And halfway through the day, I realized that, and Dwayne's like, "No, I planned all this. This was all my idea." And I'm like, "It's not horrible, but like, these were just places that he found on the internet and thought were cool, and they were not. Like we went to Huacagaragai, which is ruins, right? But these are ruins in the middle of the city that have not been unearthed yet completely, and are not funded properly by any by the archaeology departments and the government of Lima and of Peru, and they're in the middle of the ghetto.
Oh
it
my!
was kind of scary. We had to take all of our. We were like, if we take our camera equipment with us, we might get robbed. But if we leave it in the car will get broken into, is what the taxi driver said. So we had to carry all of our stuff with us rather than leave it in the car and have the windows get broken.
Oh my God.
But we were in a really sketchy little neighborhood, and the guards wouldn't even let us do anything. And then as we walked around the property, the guards watched the watchtowers, and because they thought that we were trying to, well, they thought that we were like really into it, and that we were there to like find relics, to like find stuff in the dirt, because the archaeological project was still kind of going on, but they ran out of money, so it was stopped in the middle of it. But like you could literally walk around technically and look at the ground and probably find things. And they saw me looking at the ground because I grew up in Mexico when you could look on the ground and find pieces of pottery, just like you could go to Arizona in the Southwest and you go through the desert and you can find pieces of old Hopi Navajo pottery that's hundreds of years old. But they were watching us like hawks, and it was like you weren't even really supposed to be there. And there's all these wild dogs and packs. They're completely homeless wild dogs with clothes on, but in packs, and they're running around out there in the ghetto where we were at, looking at us like we were probably food.
The dogs with the little jackets on. I was wondering what that was about.
They put clothes on the homeless dogs.
Oh.
Because it gets cold there. They have a real winter. It gets snow even sometimes in certain parts of Peru. So they clothe their dogs. Even the homeless ones get like old sweaters and stuff. So lots of the dogs have sweaters on.
Yeah,
and the homeless dogs, but they're still like dirty, grungy sweaters because they're on a dog that's homeless. So it looks like dirty, grungy, homeless dogs. It was kind of an experience. But that whole day trip was all planned by him. That bakery was planned by Dwayne and stuff. Like I said, it wasn't horrible. We had lunch there, and I filmed a little bit of it, but I didn't film a lot of it because I was there to create fish content, and that's just B-roll.
Yeah, but you said you wanted to go to some restaurants and stuff, though. I remember you talking about that.
Yeah, but in the end, it still wasn't like my channel is not. I'm not just a travel blog. No, my channel is not a travel blog, really, and I needs to pertain to fish. So I filmed stuff, but I kept it kind of more
fishy.
B-roll, all that stuff, the traveling stuff. I try to keep it B-roll, and then trying to put my energy into the fish stuff, especially after sitting down with Corey and talking to him. He kind of lightened me up a little, enlightened me.
Well, he could be a good mentor for you, and that was a good connection for you. You're gonna you've already seen the fruit of that, but that connection with Corey is gonna pay off.
Well, it was fun. It was a friendship, though, too. Like we got to, we shared a room together. And I'm like, I remember one night we were like going to bed, and I'm like, Corey, do I snore? He's like,
so he said he puked on his pillow.
Yeah.
He was very forward. He shared Corey. One thing about Corey, he doesn't hold back. He lets it all out.
Him and Dwayne had diarrhea for 2 days from eating something or something. We had one of the places we ate at where I saw the food coming out of the freezer and it wasn't defrosted. It wasn't frozen. And I was like, no, I'm just gonna have French fries.
I'm good.
And they both got sick at the same time. I think Dwayne I know was sick before that because I had to live close to. I spent the first night with Dwayne, and I don't know. Anyway, but they were both sick, and to the point where it was like in the bathroom, like they were like taking turns, and I was like, when do I go to the bathroom? Because this thing's got to air out before I go in there. There wasn't a time for. I'm like, Michael, can I use your bathroom because I'm going in there? But they were just like literally taking turns. It was like Dwayne went to the bathroom, and then it was Corey in the bathroom, and then it was Dwayne in the bathroom. And that night, yeah, I really felt bad for Corey. He was quiet about it, but we all knew. I mean, you couldn't hide it.
Well, he talked about it in the
every
video. He said that his doctor had given him something. I guess he was prepared at least.
Everybody had that except for me. Like everybody had the meds, so I knew that everybody would spend all their money on meds, and all that stuff. So like I kind of rely on that. Like I figured if I get sick,
just get somebody give you something.
or the pharmacies there, they don't really follow the rules and the laws.
No,
Like you
heck
could go
no.
in there with, you can go in there and you go to a pharmacy. There's like one on every corner, every block. I could have gone to a pharmacy and got illegal meds or something for something like diarrhea. They're not gonna like not give me that. It's not like it's like pain pills or something.
Yeah, some Imodium,
But yeah. So they were taking pills and yeah. But that night Corey was.
Yeah,
You could tell he got quiet.
He talked
every
about it
15
openly.
minutes.
He talked about it openly in the video.
Every 15 minutes. So they were just taking turns.
Wow. That was like when we went to Bermuda and drank the water, not thinking about it. I had to go pay like $6 for a 2-ounce bottle of Pepto-Bismol. It was rough. Yeah.
So then after that, they were both really picky about their food.
Right, I'm sure.
So, well, and then Dwayne doesn't have teeth, right?
Oh, God. Joseph.
Well, no, that's pretty open, too. I mean, he doesn't really have teeth, okay? So when it came to, like, certain foods, like, you could only eat certain things, and the wild chicken that some of the places, the poor people with little restaurants, they would actually harvest the wild chickens that were feral, like we have here.
Oh, God.
We don't eat them, though. But they're very tough. It's like rubber and chewy. It just gets stuck in your teeth. You can't even really chew it up. It's not soft and delicate. It doesn't fall apart. You can't pull it. You can't even get it off the bone, really. And I couldn't even barely eat some of that stuff. But you could tell, like, it's hard on Dwayne eating some of the proteins because they fry the crap out of stuff or barbecue the crap out of it. It was just hard for him to consume some of it. But they were both picky about their proteins and their meat and and other stuff after that. So I was kind of in survival mode. I was just like, every time we get to that point at the table, I was just like, pass it over here. I got this. I was eating. I gained weight. I ate all of Dwayne's leftovers and all of Corey's. Corey would have like 3 bites off of his chicken. Even the good stuff, and then he'd be like, "I'm done." He'd be like, "Joseph, you want my chicken?" And I'm like, I got this.
I was disappointed.
I walk away from that
I wanted to see more footage of the bakery. I saw that bread, and I got excited.
Well, that was the only place where there was really that. I mean, that's not true. Everywhere you go, the locals that do that, they don't. The bread's fresh, and they usually buy it hot right out of the oven. Like, and people, like you saw in the video there, they hand pick what they want.
Right.
Like you get to pick out your loaf that you want. No one, so basically, it just like in Mexico, it's like that with tortillas, where you go to the bakery for tortillas and you get them fresh. Sometimes you go twice a day. When I was a kid in Mexico, you go get tortillas in the morning for breakfast, and you get a whole stack of them, hot and fresh and steaming, and you come with your own bowl,
right,
and your own towel, and you stand. A lot of times it was always kids, and I would get the job. That would be my chore, and there was always other kids in line like that too. They give you the pesos, and you'd go and stand in line, and there'd be a little window, and you'd hand them your bowl and tell them how many you want, and they'd fill it up, and you'd give them the money, and then you take them home, and you have hot, fresh tortillas, and then you go back for dinner, and you get more after siesta. For dinner, you'd go and get more tortillas for your dinner, so they'd be fresh, and that's kind of how they do bread in Peru. Is you go and you get your bread for the day, fresh, every day, pretty much for dinner, and take it home for your meal.
Well, it looks like you guys had a really good trip, though. I mean, it looked like a trip of a lifetime from my vantage point. I mean, I don't know if I would have been wading in waist-deep water and mud, but, I mean, that's all part of the experience, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm going back, though. To me, it was good, but it wasn't enough. Not to be spoiled or selfish or anything like that, but it was like I said, I was in my element. I was totally into it. It's my thing. So it was like,
right.
I want to go, and I'm ready to go back again. Well, I just can't afford it that way. Like, I gotta come up with a way to make it cheaper. Or I told Michael Barber I want a job.
Right. Yeah, that's the way to do it.
And he would let me do that.
When
He
I
said
was
I
in
could do my own tour.
when I was in college, my mentor told me to. I used to want to go to conferences, and she said, if you want to go to a conference, volunteer. And that's how I was able to go to a lot of conferences as a college student, was to volunteer, to help out. And that's, when you're a volunteer, you pretty much get free admission and registration and do a lot of the behind the scenes things. So you working over there, that would make a lot of sense.
Well, he
Yeah.
offered to let me set up my own tour.
Oh, cool.
Like if I could that want to go, I could go and I'd have Felix, which is the local guide.
Yeah,
Who's
Felix
another
was the
gentleman as
man.
well.
I saw him in
He's
one
awesome.
chorus video. He had his shirt off. I'm like, oh heck no, I wouldn't have been out there with my shirt off.
Yeah, my video tomorrow, he'll be topless in that one too.
I was like, Felix down in that water with his shirt off and wolf fish and all that kind of good stuff, and everybody else got
We told him,
long
we joked with him
sleeves.
the whole time. We're like, Felix, we're gonna make you famous. So Felix, you
Yeah.
better watch out. So we're gonna have the girls on Facebook looking for you. We got him to make an Insta while we were there and make sure that he had his Facebook looking good, and we got a bunch of pictures, and we were like, we gotta get you ready. Make you famous. The girls are gonna look at him.
Felix the Adventurer. Another observation I had was you guys had medical grade oxygen. That was a surprise. I saw him filling up those bags with the oxygen tanks. I was like, wow, that's intense.
Yep, they all get. Well, when we did that 3-day trip, 3 days and 2 nights up in the mountains, we had fish that we caught the first day, the first night, and they had, 36, 48 hours they were going to be sitting in plastic bags. So every day we do a water change on the bag, and then we fill it up with oxygen and tie it up.
Yeah.
We keep them in coolers, and then the coolers that during the air conditioning on in the van, so that the fish would stay cooled down to a nice cool temperature.
Yeah, well, it looks like you guys, that was a trip of a lifetime. You were very blessed to be able to encounter something like that. We can all live vicariously through you guys with all the videos that you've been posting. Because I know I'll never go. I prefer to be in Vegas.
I gotta try to get some people together though. But I don't want to. I feel like I got lucky as well to be on the trip with them, with the people that I was there with.
Absolutely.
I'll tell you what, the wrong people would make that experience horrible.
Oh yeah, you could add some. Excuse me, you could add some whiners. Oh, I don't want to get a. What do you mean carry a bucket?
It could have been bad. I mean, just get some whiny people or people that just really couldn't hang.
Yeah.
Just complained about everything.
Yeah.
I was with, at least it was fully grown, a few younger than me, but I thought I was going to be the youngest, but actually Corey's the youngest. But everybody was mature, grown adults.
Yep.
And we all were respectful and and of each other's space, and we also were mature enough to handle our own. And but it could have been. I could just think of a few people I know, characters, just kind of people that it could have just been
nah,
brutal. Or you just want to leave somebody behind.
Some divas. You could have had some divas on the trip.
Some prima donnas. We did have to leave. Well, Dwayne got left behind a couple of times, but that's okay. I don't think that'll come up anywhere in video.
Probably not.
He had altitude sickness at one point, and we had to kind of literally left him on the side of the road.
Oh God.
He chose to. We
Well,
were going.
yeah.
We had to go 2,000 more feet in altitude, and he wasn't. He smokes a lot of cigarettes, and I think that had his big. So he has emphysema from that.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I
Yeah,
think
that
that
wouldn't have
really
been
was.
good for him. That
He
would have
was already
been.
getting really lightheaded and stuff. So we were like, "Do we leave him here? Like this is. We don't feel right
Yeah, it might have been
about
good to
this."
have a oxygen mask with that medical grade.
Mask for that oxygen tank, and just left him with the tank. Left him with 3 bottles of water, altitude sickness medication, and some ibuprofen. And then we
Oh,
traveled another 2,000 feet in altitude to a small Quechuan village.
wow.
And then we got stuck in the village because the school was celebrating
No.
their the anniversary of the school.
Oh,
So they had a
okay.
big procession through the streets and into the courtyard where we parked our van. So
Oh,
we
boy.
were stuck in the courtyard of the city, of the town, their main medicinal, like their main area, there right by the police station and stuff. So we were shopping and we bought a bunch of candies, a bunch of Spanish candy and cookies, and bought some alpaca wool stuff for the girls. And and then we had to go to the police station to get permission so they could unblock the streets so that we could get out of there. But the whole time
Wow.
we're like Dwayne's down there, 2,000 feet below us down the
Yeah.
mountain. We got to get back down there. We couldn't we can only hang out up there for so long.
Well, I'm gonna get off of here. I am
Yeah, I gotta go do dinner.
exhausted. I had a big day. Yeah, but I'm glad you guys made it back safely. Had a lot of good experiences. I'm sure it was well worth it, and that's all that matters. Got some good fish. Can't wait to see what you got.
Yeah,
Looking
well,
forward
watch
to
for
that.
the unboxing videos that I'm sure they'll do when Dean gets all the fish. I think they're gonna do the unboxing. Corey's gonna do an unboxing with Dean, and the fish will be arriving on the 8th. So a
Okay.
week from now, there'll be that.
I
It'll be
look forward to
probably be a
that.
couple days. Yeah, it'll be a couple days after that they edit the whole content and stuff. But yeah, I'll have a video out
Oh,
tomorrow if I get off of the stream and go edit. I'll have a video
okay.
tomorrow.
All righty. Well, hopefully Big is listening.
He's
Big
there. He's
Pleco
muted, but he's there.
Whisper.
Oh, he's in here twice.
Yeah. He, uh, back and forth. All right, Joseph. Well, take care. I'll look forward to seeing your video.
Yeah, definitely. What is that? Is Steam Fun Aquatics in here? What's that? What do I see? Oh, okay. Something flew up on my screens. Never mind. Okay.
All right. Bye-bye.
Have a good one. Take care.
Take care.
All right. Now I'm in here alone. Where are you, Big Easy? I got to go do dinner. And I don't even have the chat up. So I don't even know who's listening, who's lurking. Let's see. Let's see. There's my face, my big ugly mug. "54 Punchy, there you are. I love your art, by the way, and I really do think that I've seen your stuff before. I've definitely seen it in books because my father has a huge collection of Native American books with lots of artifacts and stuff because he does replicas of Native American artifacts such as like war shirts and spears and shields and stuff like that. So most of the pieces that he creates are replicas of pieces found in the Smithsonian and other museums and stuff like that. So I know that I've seen your stuff in some of those books. Or either that or in galleries in the Southwest there. My father's in Prescott, Arizona, and I live in Tucson, Arizona, and Prescott, Arizona, and most of his art is in Sedona and Flagstaff and Scottsdale and all those spots, which are really big for Native American art and stuff. But let's see. I got to do dinner too, so I'm out of here, and that's going to get really super quiet. But nice to see the prolific breed in the chat and fishy snowman in the chat. Oh yeah, hunting arrowheads and pottery and all that stuff. Growing up in Arizona, I did a lot of that as a kid. As an adult, that's for sure. It's everywhere, especially after it rains. It's the best time to go out after the rain and find arrowheads. Anyways, yep, I'm about to get out of here. I'm going to go eat dinner. It's nice chatting with Miss Diva and seeing Eric. I haven't been in this stream in a while because I've been busy. But I'm going to go edit tonight too, and I have a video coming out around 10 or 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. I have a video on Peru, so you can check that out. But I'm going to go do dinner. It's nice seeing everybody in the chat and whatnot. And I will talk to you guys later.
I'm about to end it since Joseph gone. Everybody's gone. So, all right then. Good night, everybody.